What's going on, you guys? It's Cody Steck. We are back with another video. Welcome to the new office. Welcome to the new hairdo. For those of you who have been following along for a long time, you'll know that this is a much different scene than we've been used to in the past little bit. Anyway, I want to jump into today's video. Today we're talking about the 3 best cities for single people or for young professionals. You know, here in Utah, we've got a lot of families, we've got a lot of kids, but I do get this question a lot. Hey, I'm single, or hey, I'm a young professional. Where should I move so that I can end up being next to some people who are kind of in that same boat as me? So if that's a question that you've had on your mind, if you're in that situation, you're going to want to make sure to watch through this video all the way to the end. And if you're thinking about making that move here, make sure to get in touch with me. As always, my information is here on the screen. Call me, text me, or email me anytime. I absolutely love it when you guys reach out. If you're moving here anywhere along the Wasatch Front, whether that's Salt Lake, it's Provo, it's Park City, it's Ogden, it's Tooele, or even down south in St. George, let me know. I love hearing from you guys, and I can definitely help you make that relocation just a little bit easier. With that being said, let's not waste any more time. Let's jump right into the video. All right, so the very first city to make this awesome list of mine is Provo. We're going to talk about Provo here today, and probably the cities surrounding Provo as well. You know, that can include Spanish Fork or Springville, Mapleton area to the south, or even Orem, you know, Pleasant Grove to the north. So this is a really popular area because there are actually 2 universities here in this area. You've got BYU, Brigham Young University, and you've also got Utah Valley University, UVU. These are actually, you know, less than a couple miles apart from each other, and so you've got a ton of college kids here in this area, and they're also well-known schools. You know, a lot of people actually go to these schools to study for different types of degrees. It might be business, it might be an MBA, it might be healthcare, it might be to go to school to become a lawyer, whatever it might be. We've got a lot of professionals here in this area, and it's one of the reasons why this actually makes my list here today, is because a lot of people go to school in these areas and then they never end up leaving. You're close to a lot of different amenities, and you're super close to the mountains. That's one of my favorite things about Provo and Orem especially, is that you're literally, like, no matter where you're at, even if you live on the west side of Orem or Provo, you're literally like 10 minutes to get to the mountains and get on a hike or get up and get out of the inversion or anything like that. So it's actually really nice to be so close to the mountains there, and that's one of the reasons why a lot of people move here and then never end up leaving. So a lot of those kids, you know, you might be in a situation where you're like, oh, I don't want to be around university kids. Well, you know, keep in mind that a lot of those people will graduate from school there. They're already living in the area, and because there's so many jobs and opportunity there around in that specific city, a lot of them never end up leaving, right? So you've got a wide mixture. You've got, you know, I would say kids, or, you know, college level young professionals, I guess you'd say, that are going to be in their early 20s, and then there's a lot of people who are in their mid 20s, late 20s, even early 30s that still fall into that single or young professional type of demographic, at least from what I'm seeing. So that's why I want to talk about Provo, and that's why I've added it here to this list as the first city on our list here. So number 2, we're going to talk about Lehi, and stick with me, guys. This third one is going to be good. You're going to want to hear it. But number 2, Lehi. Lehi has so much opportunity and so much growth happening that it's attracting people from all different demographics. Now, I will say there's a lot of people who already have families or already married or whatever moving into Lehi, even older individuals as well, because Lehi has so much to offer. But there's a ton of young professionals moving here as well. You know, it kind of seems to be like it's the young professional or the single type of lifestyle to, like, not have a car, or bike to work, or walk to work, or use public transportation. You know, I know that's becoming a lot more popular, especially with the younger crowd. And so being here in Central and Lehi, a lot of people want to live as close as they can to the amenities and to the job opportunities that are there in Lehi. And so that's why it's attracting a lot of younger individuals as well. Just being close to this, you also have a lot of different amenities as far as like Traverse Mountain. You've got Thanksgiving Point. You've got so much access to brand new commercial developments here in this area that you really can't go wrong. I mean, restaurants, shops, boutiques, anything you want, and of course house prices in just about every single range as well. You've got condos on the very low end that are probably going to be like $250 to $300, and it goes all the way up to multi-million-dollar houses. So you can literally find anything you want, and a lot of people are moving to Lehi and then never actually end up leaving just because they don't have to. They don't have to go to a better neighborhood or a different city to, you know, find job opportunities or to get a bigger, better, nicer house. They can downgrade. You know, a lot of people, maybe you got a big house, you can downgrade there in that area. So I think Lehi actually has some of the best opportunity all the way around when you consider crime, safety, schools, job opportunities, everything around that you'd be looking for. I don't know, Lehi could arguably be one of the best cities here along the Wasatch Front. A lot of the other cities surrounding it are going to be just as good, but Lehi has a lot to offer. And And with that being said, guys, we're going to jump into number 3 here. If you haven't already, make sure to subscribe to the channel, click that button and the bell down below so you get notified when I release videos just like this. You have to make sure to click that bell or else you won't get notified when I release the videos, so you might not know when my latest videos are coming out. I try to post at least once a week, so if you want to stay up to date on what I've got coming out, make sure to do that. And also, if you've enjoyed this content so far, give me a thumbs up here on the video. It really helps me out the YouTube algorithm, and I greatly appreciate it. It helps show the support from myself with all the time and effort I put into these videos for you guys. So with that said, let's jump into city number 3 on our list here today, which is going to be the Salt Lake and Sugar House neighborhoods. This is by far the best area to be if you're a young professional or you're living that single lifestyle. One is because public transportation is really good. A lot of times, even if you're not taking the bus or the light rail, I mean, you can walk a lot of areas. You can ride your skateboard, you can rollerblade, ride a scooter, rent the scooters that are on the side of the street, ride a bike, whatever. You've got so many options there in the downtown and Sugar House area, mostly because everything's kind of concentrated. It's like a lot of big cities where it's much more feasible to actually do that there than it would be in Lehi or Provo, right? Things are just too spread out in those other cities, so it's not really feasible to say, oh, I'm going to walk to the grocery store, right? Because it might be like 2 miles away. There's no way that's happening. But in Sugar House, downtown area of Salt Lake, that is definitely doable. You're also going to be able to enjoy a lot of features that people are looking for when they move to this area. Again, that includes access to the mountains. It includes access to outdoor recreations, coffee shops, bars, restaurants, shops. Everything that you want is there in the downtown or Sugar House area. So you're going to be exposed to, let's take the 9th and 9th neighborhood. This is a specific neighborhood centered around this one intersection where there's a lot of little boutique shops. This is a really popular area. It's called the 9th and 9th area. That's a great spot to be. You've also got 15th and 15th. Again, it's centered around this one intersection, and the names come from the actual streets, right? You've got 9th South, 9th East, and then on the other one, you've got 15th South, 15th East. So if you're in any of these areas, 9th and 9th or 15th and 15th, or maybe you're a little bit further south by Westminster or Sugar House Park, I mean, this area is the place to be, especially if you're looking for that younger professional lifestyle, or if you're single, a lot of single people in the area, a lot of people who don't yet have kids or don't want kids. It might just be more your vibe to be there in that particular area. Now, there are job opportunities there. Of course, if you work downtown, there's a lot of opportunity there, but if it's probably only a 30-minute drive to get to Lehi or to Draper, depending on where you're going and where you actually live. So it's really not too bad. A lot of people actually choose to live downtown and then make that commute south, especially if they're working in the tech space. So that's something that you could consider doing as well. The other reason why you've got a lot of younger people in this area is because you have the University of Utah. So kind of like we talked about earlier with Provo, where you've got a lot of students who go to school there, a lot of them end up staying in the area because they don't want to leave. They love having access to the outdoors. They love being able to go up to the canyons, go skiing, and just live in a nice, hip, walkable place, right? So a lot of these students will just stick around and they just never leave, right? So there does seem to be a little bit higher concentration there in the area because of that reason as well. So anyways, guys, with that being said, thank you so much for watching. This is a quick video on 3 cities to consider living in if you're making that move here to Salt Lake City, Provo, Park City, Tooele, Ogden, anywhere here along the Wasatch Front. Basically, if you're moving to Utah, these are 3 cities that you should consider if you're a single person or if you're a young professional looking for that type of lifestyle. With that said, also get in touch with me if you're making that move here. If you're looking to buy a home, I am your go-to person to help make that relocation process easier. If you want to buy a home here in any of these areas, I'm the guy that can help make that happen. My information's here on the screen. I love it when you guys reach out, and I can't wait to hear from you as well. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel and give me a thumbs up here in the video, and I'll catch you in the next one.